Just now, Republican House Leader Kevin McCarthy gave a press conference outside the Capitol where he was asked about Trump and the January 6th hearings. And this is what he had to say.
Yes, another good question.
Was Donald Trump right to pressure state officials and Mike Pence to pressure them to overturn the election results?
You know, the president always has a right to question an election, just as the Democrats question, just as Benny Thompson voted against the electorate vote, just as Raskin, who sits on this committee, said President Trump should be impeached before the president was even sworn in. So, look, I know you've got a lot of questions that hover directly to your viewers, but I think your viewers also care more about inflation.
How do you respond to former President Trump, who complained in an interview over the weekend that there are no Republicans who are defending him against the January 6th committee?
Well, the one thing I will tell, just as I talked to the president yesterday, he's very excited that Myra just won a seat that the Democrats have held for more than 100 years. We've watched what Nancy Pelosi has done with this political committee. One thing I know is that since Nancy has appointed this political committee, gas has gone up $1.86. If you just watch an election that Republicans have not won in more than 100 years, in a seat that Biden won by 13, a seat that's 84% Hispanic, the second most Hispanic seat in the nation, the Democrats did the exact same thing with your question. They'd focused on an issue that the public is not focused on. The public is focused on, why is inflation so high? Why is the border insecure? Crime is rising. Everything is costing more. And that's exactly why Myra ran, and that's exactly why she won.
And Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina just said this on Fox.
I ask you about the January 6th hearing. It's obviously ongoing. They're methodically laying out this case, primarily aimed at former President Trump and his efforts to overturn the election. This specifically today about talking to state authorities about putting in different electors and decertifying elections in different states. Have you learned anything new, number one? Is it troubling to you, number two? And can you support Donald Trump if he runs for president in 2024?
Well, Brett, I have not taken the time to watch the hearings. I feel like the best use of my time is fighting the inflationary effects and looking for ways to push back for the American consumer. I spent my time talking about the gas prices and ways that we can reduce it. I have not watched the January 6th hearings. I was actually in the Senate when it happened, so I don't need an education on what actually happened. I do think that what we're seeing is made for TV. What you haven't seen is any cross-examination. So we're having people lay out stories without having the cross-examination. I think if President Trump is a nominee, of course we support him. The Republicans will always present a better solution to the problems that we are faced with in the marketplace today than the Democrats. And so I look forward to having that contrast this year in November and certainly in 2024 as well. But we need to realize that this made-for-TV January 6th episode has more to do with diverting the public's attention and less to do with finding the truth. If you're looking for the truth, you got to have cross-examination.
Here's the problem. The Republican elected officials are full-blown fascists and will do anything for power. Yes, it's sad. Yes, it is disgusting. But we have the ability to stop them if we stay united. Call them out. And finally, make sure you subscribe to the MeidasTouch YouTube channel now for more breaking news. It really goes a long way. Thank you.